All right, here's a video to help you for tonight's homework. It shouldn't be too crazy tough. We're going to do a couple of these in class, but let me go ahead and tack the ones that might be a little weird. So the first thing I want you to do, actually, that I'm going to do as well, I'm going to show you where all of the, you need to find the L. If you can find the L in the triangle, if you find the perfect L, you'll find your legs, okay? So you have to locate the L in your triangle. So when I look at this one, isn't that my L? Okay. If I look at this one, isn't that my L? And then find your L. Find your legs. That's what the L stands for. These are your legs. We talked about that in class. These are your legs. All right. And then this last one down here too. Okay. So now that you found your legs, go ahead and try to set up the equation with that information. So when I look at this one again, and what's the equation? Leg squared plus leg squared equals hypo squared. And it's the Pythagorean theorem. It's the Pythagorean theorem, okay? Now, if I look at number 2, I'm going to help you with number 2. Number 2 is a little tricky. I have this side length called B. This side length is 15. Aren't those my legs? Notice where I put my L is, right? So those are my legs. So I'm going to set this up this way. I'm going to put 15 squared plus B squared equals 25 squared. Now I'm going to trip you out right now because I want you guys to use your calculator. And if you can use the Chromebook calculator, that's the best one to use. But if you have one on your phone, that's fine. If you're using one at home, you have a separate one, that's fine. I'm going to pull up the calculator and I want you to see what's happening here. Again, this was right here. 15 squared plus b squared equals 25 squared. And as I put this up, 15 squared, right? Guess what? This button right, oh, you can't see. Let me see if I can put a mouse. Oh, there we go. This button right here, if I hit it, look what I get. 15 squared, which is 225. That's great. Plus, well, we don't have an answer for this one, do we? Well, hold on. We don't have a, if we go back here, it was what? B squared. So, okay, what was this? This was 225. We know that. Plus b squared equals, and let's go back to our calculator. We're going to figure this out again. I'm going to put, what, 25 squared? That's 625. Okay, that's a big number. So I'm going to put that back here. Equals. Now, I got to get b by itself eventually. So how do I get rid of the 225? I got to move it over here. I have to subtract it. And if you forgot about this, you have to subtract this over to this side. Okay? And if you do that, you're going to see, and I can actually do this without a calculator. 5 minus 5 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. 6 minus 2 is 400. And then I bring this down. I get b squared equals 400. Okay? B squared equals 400. Well, now I have this b squared. Am I ready to actually go crazy? Go off the wall? Can I go off the wall with that? So b squared equals 400. Use your calculator. And 400 is actually one that I wanted you to memorize. But your square root sign's right here. So you can go 400. Boom. And 20 times 20 is going to be 400. All right, so what does b equal in this one? B equals 20. All right, so there you go on that one. Should we do another one? Let's go ahead and try this number 3 on the right side. So if we're going to do this one, I'm going to set it up again. You see my legs right there, 48 squared plus a squared equals 60 squared. So I'm going to go to my calculator, figure out what 48 squared is, and then I'm going to go to my calculator, figure out what 60 squared is. So first of all, let's clear all this. 48 squared. If you didn't have that fancy button, you're using your calculator, aren't you just going to type 48 times 48? All right, 2304. So let me go back to that. Write that down. 2304, I believe it was. Plus a squared equals, now what's 60 squared? That's a big number too. So 60 squared is going to be 3,600. All right, so 3,600. All right, now what do? Do I solve the equation by moving 2304 to the right? Subtract it. Subtract that. So I'm going to do that in the calculator as well. I'm going to do 3,600 minus 20, was it 2304? And I get 1296. It's a big number, 1296. A squared equals 1296. All right, sorry about that. So now when we do this, we get 1296. And hopefully you know that this 1296, how do you go off the wall here to get your final answer? You're going to go ahead and do that on the calculator. I'm going to go square root of 1296. And guess what? That's another perfect square. Cool. So we're going to get 36. 36 times 36 is, so A equals, I know this is a messy marker, 36. All right. Now, I'll help you with the bottom. Let me pull that up in a second. Okay. When you look at the bottom part, it's going to say, let me get my marker ready. Jane and Miguel are siblings. They go to different schools. Jane walks 6 blocks east from home. Miguel walks 8 blocks north. How many blocks apart would the two schools be if you could walk straight from one school to another? Whenever I see this kind of question, this one here, it is kind of intense. So what I'm going to think of is that they're siblings. They obviously live in the same house. Okay. Actually, I'm going to move the house down here because I want to show you. All right. So they're siblings, right? And we're going to call Jane with a J and with a M, or Miguel with an M. And they go to different schools. Jane walks east from home. From home. Which way is east? So the way I think, never eat shredded wheat or soggy waffles. Maybe you learn it that way. So if you're going east, all right, how many blocks? 6 blocks. That's what they said. So that was J walking 6 blocks. Miguel goes north. So north, what, 8 blocks? All right, that's Miguel. And they said, this is Miguel's school. This is Jane's school, okay? Now they ask you, what would be the distance if you could walk straight from one school to another? What is this distance going to be? All right, do you see it? You see how you're going to solve this? Do you see where your L is? There's your L, and you have your values. You have your legs. You got to find the hypo, all right? You got to find the hypo. I'm going to call that big fat H there, okay? So do the best you can. Try to find the hypo. All right. Now, number 8, the base of a rectangular box has a width of 3 inches, right, and a length of 4 inches. The box is 12 inches tall. Draw a picture of the box below. This one's not easy to draw a box, but maybe you guys are good with art. And then I know it's not easy, but you see my 3D box. Now what it says is width of 3 inches, a length of 4 inches, and a height of 12 inches. All right, do you see where those values are? This is my 12. All right, this is my 4, and this is my 3. Okay. Now, draw a picture of the box below. Cool, that's A. How far is it from one of the box's top corners to the opposite corner of the box? I think they want you to think about it from here, top corner, all the way to the other corner. And if this is the corner of the box, it's hard to see the 3D version of this. What about if I did it this way? Here, let me erase this. What if I said this is 12 here, and they want to know from here to the corner, from this corner to this corner, okay? And they want you to draw kind of this here. That would still be 12, and then what would the length here be? So that would be 4. So really, it's going to be a triangle like this. And go ahead and try to solve this. This is 12 and 4 and x. All right? Do the best you can on this homework assignment. I will give you points on it on what you've completed for sure. Thanks, guys.